Yo, it's ODB. We're getting ready to get into the episode, but I want to give you a quick overview. Miggity Mike The Mayor comes back. So I'm going to chat with him in just a second. We'll actually reveal what the beef has been over, and you won't believe it. I want to give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Scraping the Coast. You're going to hear that in a minute. Thank you so much to STC. We'll be out there in Biloxi in June 26th, 27th, 28th. Also want to give a huge shout out to Kennedy. You're going to hear me say this in the episode, and I'm going to do a social media post. There's some that want to be trendsetters, but at OLP, we set trends. And I can tell you this, when Kennedy did these awards for us in 2025, we set out to change the game. And I can tell you, I'm very proud of what we've done with these amazing awards. I think back to when I first got into hip hop, with Flava Flav, with the famed clock, right? And the 4 and 5 finger rings and things like that in hip hop. This is where this stems from. And, to be able to give these out meant the world to me. So thank you to Kennedy. It's Phoenix, F-E-N-I-X, Forged. Other shows are now starting to give these out, okay? But let's remember who did it first, OLP. Big ups to Kennedy. About 30 minutes in, like I said, in 2026 and beyond, these episodes will be shorter. I was only going to do Miggity Mike The Mayor and my audio. However, after our audio ends, please stick with me about 10 more minutes, and that'll bring you through Tyler, which is Joey Whitby's offspring, out in AZ. They have an event this weekend in Arizona, Peoria, to be exact, and it's free to spectate. Of course, you can come through with a ride and pay the entry fee. But stick with me until then. You'll get a chance to hear that. Just know that I have not abandoned doing interviews. I have some really, really cool guests set up. Again, thank you to Scraping the Coast. Let's get into this episode and find out why Miggity Mike The Mayor was almost banished from OLP Island. ODB, Biachia. Cut this motherfucker. Hey, yo, it's ODB from OLP. And we're going to break down the reason why Mike hasn't been on this effing podcast. I confronted him at, Mike, what was that show in January?
That show in oh yeah, we are in February, aren't we? I was about to say, what are you talking about? We're in January. Bro, it was called Eastbound Get Down. Destination Daytona, January 16th through the 18th. Bro, we had a great year. And ODB was there to witness it.
We're going to talk about it, but here's the crazy thing. If you don't know, now you know. Scraping the Coast, SCRAPIN, thecoast.com. You want to go to the website. You want to be out there 26th, 27th, 28th of June in Biloxi. And Mike, Lauren posted the other day, the pre-reg just open, spaces are limited. I forget, you go to the website, they do have a registration process there, but do you have to reach out to Lauren, you think?
No. Go on there, register, and I think it asks for pictures. Just send in your pictures, and she'll get you all taken care of.
Mike, hold on. I got a photo of a Lambo that I downloaded. Okay. And if I get one, that might be what I bring, so I can upload that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I thought you were about to talk about the Lambo that was at Eastbound.
Yeah, that was awesome. Got a lot of views in that video. Negative camera.
I was about to say, because everybody is a fucking Lambo. I love the guy that was bitching at you because you put Magnum PI freaking music on that video. Yeah. Magnum PI didn't drive a Lambo.
Yeah, got me good, didn't he?
Oh, he sure did, man. He got you.
Listen, thanks to Scraping the Coast, but Mike, we got to get into this. Look, Dusty or someone broke the news to you that in 2025, folks, I was working really hard to buy the house next to Mike, okay? Mm-hmm. I was going to the zoning meetings, okay? Mike finds out that I'm trying to get it rezoned to nightclub. Okay, because I see a money opportunity. There's a lot of folks, Mike highfalutin, down the Potomac there. And, Mike, you find out about this and you get all spun out going, how am I going to be sleeping with all night just pumping? And I said, Mike, listen, if I can get it rezoned, let me try and change this thing into a fucking nightclub, dude.
All right, well, I'm going to turn this on you, because once I told you that I had no problem with it as long as you gave me 25% of the door, I was good with it. But as soon as you heard that I wanted 25% of the door, you're like, deal's done. No more. Ain't going to happen.
This must have been just the old lack of communication, because I heard that Shannon was going to be over there and she was going to be kind of working some of the tables and stuff, helping out. and,
Yep.
that Mike said no, so then maybe it was just all spun out of proportion.
I think it goes back to the fact that I wanted 25% of the door and I wouldn't report you, and
Dude.
you cut it off right there.
I've learned a lot in those zoning meetings, Mike, and I know that they don't want my type there. They see me walk in, they go, "Hey, the toilets are right over there, sir, go clean them."
Hey, are you here to clean up that trash?
Yeah, yeah. But listen, let's transition to Eastbound. When you think about the partners that you guys have had, I know you, John, Shannon, and Kim are kind of the face of it. You got a lot of teammates, but what you guys came to do on a first annual basis is just truly amazing.
We had a great year, and talking about partners, we have 19 staff, crew, staff, family members, whatever you want to call them. There's 19 of them that take off and give us their weekend and come out and help us put on Eastbound Get Down. And it went off. Well, we had a couple issues, but hey, that's not a big deal at all. Besides the weather, Friday was great. Saturday was absolutely amazing. And again, Sunday, here we go. And it rained again. But hey, we got our Saturday in, and Saturday was absolutely amazing. And hey, we raised $12,000 for Sophie's Circle, and props to our good friends at Negative Camber, um, NC, which we know who, the queen of NC here, and Miss NC, Jenelise, and they brought in a 40-foot trailer and packed full of dog supplies, dog food, and once again, out of their gracious hearts, they put Kathy to tears. And Kathy's a lady that is the owner of Sophie's Circle, and so not only did we donate I think it was over 9,000 pounds of dog food and supplies. There was also $12,000 check that we wrote to them and gave them as a donation to Sophie's Circle. So to me, that was the top of the weekend right there.
Yeah, when you all came together to start this event years ago, you put the line in the sand and said, "Hey, we want to do something for the community, something for this local area where we're having the show. Like, hey, we don't physically reside here." And they were blown away from the beginning. And every year it's ratcheted it up. You know, Freaks of Nature have been continuing to contribute a lot as well. And it's cool to see that these clubs kind of come together, in their respective, groups and help try to do a great thing for the animals out there.
Well, you bring up the Freaks, and the one thing that they didn't do this year is they didn't try to compete with NC and Genelise. So what they did is one of the girls that's in Megan, her daughter, which is only 16 years old, Lacey, she did a skate deck this year for decks for dogs. And this was the first time she's ever done anything like this. So her skate deck ended up going for $1,500 in the auction. And what Freaks did is instead of buying dog food, they put all their money together and they came up with $1,500. And the bid actually stopped at $1,000 for her skate deck. And they ended up bidding the $1,500. And then they turn around, they gave the $1,500 to Sophie Circle, and then they gave the skate deck back to Lacey so she can hang it back on her wall. So
Freak
that's what the
check.
Yes, yes, that's what the Freaks did this year, so that was pretty awesome, and they were out there supporting big time. Hats off to the Freaks 'cause, they came out in full force and they were definitely a big part of, Eastbound Get Down 2020 for sure.
Well said. I always love seeing Megan and talking to her. I tell you what, I don't know where she heard something. She was talking about the Labubu's and I had to break the news to her that they sold out. Ironically, when I was talking to her, she goes, "I need to go talk to Mike about this." So we're hoping the shipment gets here for 2027.
I heard Scotty the Body found one in his yard. So I don't know if they got misdelivered. The mailman misdelivered them to Scott's house when they were delivering all that dog food, and the Labubus got mixed up in all that dog food. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was stuck on their trailer. I don't know, but the Labubus definitely did not make it to Eastbound 2026. That's for sure. So hopefully ODB finds this shipment by 2027, and they'll be at Eastbound
Yes.
2027.
Yeah, because
So
you gotta have a good Labubu. Now look, Down for Sound, my understanding, I
yes.
recently bought their stuff, retail price, went on their website. My buddy Paul goes, "Yo, what you're working on, Jay. Go to Down for Sound. They're a big partner as well. And the thing that many of us love, I actually met a lady at a show last weekend that she was at a show in the Florida area one time. And she said, where they kind of had us, it was just so loud, right? When you think about what Eastbound Get Down brings, you guys have this own stereo piece, but it's so far over into another area that it doesn't disturb the people that aren't there for that part of the spectacle.
And that's what makes it so good with the layout of the show is those guys can go back there in their own. I mean, they're way, way back there. You can't even hear them the rest of the show. But God forbid if you do go back there, oh man, God bless you, because it is loud. And yes, Down for Sound is our title sponsor of the show and our title sponsor of the sound side of Eastbound. So Jonathan Price is definitely very gracious and giving, and he wanted to be the big dog, and so he's like, he wrote the check, and he is the big dog of Eastbound. He is the presenting sponsor of the sound side and the show side.
Yeah, if you need car audio stuff, go to Down. I think it's number 4 Sound,
Yes,
Down for
shop
Sound, and they're a great spot.
downforsoundshop dot.
Yeah, Down for Sound Shop, and Google them. I bought like a newer, most of us don't have head units anymore if you're just a casual audio guy or lady. And I bought an amp and a few other things, but like a higher end, not an entry level Bluetooth little receiver, right? All that stuff was right on the website and it came very nicely packaged. I love too some of the amps that are like the reds and stuff. They just look
Mhm.
fantastic.
No, absolutely, and he's getting a yellow one for me so I can get some yellow amps for the Mazda.
Yes,
So
finally. I keep telling everybody, Mike needs AV points, audio visual. Now if we can get some TVs and those freaking flip down willies, dude. You know what I mean?
dude, I gotta get some new ones, man. That is for sure. That is for sure. And they're coming though. They're coming. I promise. I
I
promise.
like it. Now,
No
John
gold wing doors
Lopez,
though. No gold wing doors.
man, soon, coming soon. Now, John Lopez and Mike, of course, they're repping Aftermath. Aftermath always goes hard. Love seeing the Louisiana guys. But John also, I know you don't want to steal his thunder, so to speak, but he had a diamond in the rough, if you will, at the event. That was pretty cool.
Definitely a diamond because it costs about as much as a diamond. Um, but yes, he got his Escalade back and fresh paint job, fresh front end, and new wheels, not rims, wheels. And I seen somebody the other day. He says, "Oh man, that Lamborghini was awesome at Eastbound, and I loved the rims." And I thought of you right away as soon as he said, "I love the rims." Because Jason always makes fun of me about calling them rims instead of wheels. So
Tomato,
yeah,
tomato, TV, monitor, whatever.
hey, whatever floats your boat, right? And but yes, so he debuted it there at Eastbound, and it came out amazing. Looked really good. Looked really good.
Yeah, and when I think about all of the people that were there, I mean, so many good conversations. I can't name everyone, but the Low Bros, I know, just so many great people. The vendors, the lineup. You think Mini Truck and Mike. I know you've told me, ODB, you got to have the other Mike on, and the
Yep.
PDR guy, the paintless dent repair. He was out there. He could almost do like his own like infomercial. I could see him with the little deal right here, like the
Yep.
little mic, and him running around, and Mike talking in tongues and all kinds of stuff. But he had all these young kids watching him do something on a Mustang, heating the panel. I mean, it's kind of sorcery, I think is how you say it, in my opinion. And it's so cool to see, he went out there. I know Pinstripe and Mikey was out. So many good people that are a part of the scene that go out there, and whether it's their livelihood or they're out there to make a couple extra bucks, they're bringing a great service to the community.
He had a line pretty much all day, and I call him the mini trucking magician because the things that he's able to get out of these trucks and these cars out there, I was like, bro, that's unbelievable. And so he definitely can do it, and I mean, it's like magic, bro. It's there, and next thing you know, after Mike gets a hold of it, it's gone. So
Yeah.
look forward to seeing him this weekend. Don't forget, man, this weekend after dark, bro.
Yeah, after dark. For anybody that listens to this before this weekend, Saturday, it's free to spectate. It's ironic it lands on Super Bowl. I don't know if we could say those two words together, but it
Oh,
lands on the big game
the
weekend.
big game. That's right.
But remember, the big game is late on Sunday. Mike, the cool thing about Quaker Steak and Lube in Clearwater is it is free to spectate, and you can come out there and have a great time. There's food, there's vendors, and there's plenty of badass rides. I used to know a guy that threw a show called After Dark. These guys have remixed it, and we love it.
Dude, the remix is where it's at, bro. Absolutely. Much better than what that other guy did. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, listen, if there was a drum roll and people were asking about EBGD, thank you, also known as Eastbound Get Down, 2027, can a birdie drop? I mean, do you kind of have the gut feeling like, hey, you guys might be able to come around for the sixth first annual?
Well, I mean, nothing's been signed yet, but if anybody's been to any of the other five, then they know Martin Luther King weekend is always Eastbound Get Down weekend.
Yep.
So,
There you go, 3-day weekend for many of us. Now, Mike, I got to give a tip of the cap to you and Shannon. I talked to you guys about this one day. I don't know any other show promoter. Okay, this is how real deal you guys are. You shut down a show with some maybe a little bit of inclement weather on a Sunday. You make all the adjustments, and everyone's thinking, man, these guys are going to go ahead and have to hang around here for a couple days and all that. You guys get everything cleaned up. It's almost like you won the Super Bowl, and someone said, Mike Murray, where are you going? And
I'm
you go,
going to
yo,
Disney World.
you're like, I'm going to Disney World. You guys highfalutin. You guys peel right over to Orlando. You get a little bit of rest, a little bit of food, but you guys were ready to rock and roll, and you dovetailed it right into kind of a mini vacation.
Well, let's put it this way. Shannon's been putting up with this shit for a whole year of me talking about Eastbound Get Down. So then she goes through a whole weekend of Eastbound Get Down, freezing her ass off, and then gets rained on Saturday or Sunday when she's on stage. So, of course, afterwards, what would you like to do, sweetheart? I want to go to Disney World. So I take her to Disney World.
Smart man.
Yes.
Now, listen, I did have a tough conversation with throughout the show. I'm still working on some
Uh-oh.
artwork, the Eastbound Get Down Gangstas.
Oh,
You
okay.
haven't seen it. They've heard about it. But also, I asked Shannon straight up. I said, look, Mike doesn't want me to ask you about this. I need to know, like, did you get Mike any billet for Christmas? And she said, look, I can't talk to you right now about that and stuff like that. So look, I'm looking out for you, Mike.
Hey, well, I want to know since ODB came up with this awesome judging, this new judging way of judging, when is the Florida Man Games going to come to Eastbound Get Down?
I know we were so excited, and I think Mike feels like I dropped. I really think that we can do this in 2027. I've got a lot of the games worked out. It's going to be something epic. We're trying to work on getting some of the safety gears. We're going to have to book some EMTs. I mean, nothing that we want people to get hurt, but we just need to be proactive. Kind of like the NASCAR deal, right? You see an ambulance over there, and you're like, okay, well, these cars are very safe, and we know everybody's going to get through the race okay, but just in case, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm down for it, bro. I think the Florida Man Games or Man Florida Games or whatever you want to call it at Eastbound Get Down would be perfect. And sponsored, brought to you by whatever ODB, the Mr. Florida Man, Lando Lakian himself. That's a perfect combination right there.
Oh, yeah. Now, listen, Mike and I don't get a chance to often talk about what we've had going on. We talked a little bit about the rezoning. I've ran into some snags there. Who knows if that'll ever work out. But, Mike, you also, another reason why we kind of, peeled off a little bit is, you had something going on. I forget what it was. It was late October. And you talk about Disney World, you talk about good friends and family. Not everybody knows that, I had to come in as an attorney, as an acting attorney, and help kind of negotiate a deal and stuff like that.
Now that you brought that up, I remember exactly what happened. And I do believe it was 10/31/25. I think that's when it was at
Mhm.
Disney World Boardwalk. I got married, bro. Me
Yeah.
and Mrs. Mayor, after 31 years, decided to tie the knot. And yes, we got married on Halloween. Halloween morning, 9:37 a.m. She said, I do.
So
And
awesome.
man,
And if you're listening to this on any app or YouTube, comment below, tell Mike congratulations. Here's the crazy thing. Here's the biggest ruse that you guys have never knew. Everybody goes, some people knew that they were going to get married and they were like scratching their head. They're like, and then we were like, wait a minute, that's why Shannon has a different name on Facebook. The cool thing is, you guys had been together about 31 years from the date of, give or take, right? Your first date. You guys told the story there. It was very small. And you know how like some people get offended when they don't get invited to a wedding, right? I was hoping I didn't get invited, okay? I'm opposite of everybody else, right? Because I don't wanna go to a wedding. When I found that I was going, I was cussing. I mean, we had domestic disputes going on here, all kinds of stuff. But in all
Yep.
seriousness, it was a very small amount of people. Thankful to have been there. And when I think about, you guys been together for so long, so many shows, so many miles, all the trips we've went on, the laughs, think about mini Nats last year.
Oh,
We
yeah.
always have a good time. I know you can only take so much of ODB. I can only take so much of myself, dude. I'm going, no wonder Mike blocked me for 6 months, right?
Hey, listen, everybody asked me, "How do you do it?" And I was like, "Guys, you don't understand. This guy's gotten so much better since he quit drinking, bro.
No.
So
Yeah,
much better."
I've been trying 3 plus
Yes.
years.
Yes. And I'm
Mm.
like, "Bro, he's gotten so much better." "Oh, no." And I was like, "Yes, it's so much better." But yes, there was 45 at our wedding. And I'm glad it was small, and it had to be small because of where our venue was at, and we appreciate you being there because you were the one that introduced us, first as a married couple, and you were the one and you were the pick from the get-go when we talked about this, and the DJ is like, "Wait a minute, no, 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 we have the perfect guy to do this." And ODB stepped up to the plate, and he introduced Mr. and Mrs. Michael Murray for the first time, and you
Dude,
were the one to do it.
I had the DJ start fading in the Two Live Crew, and I went like this, "Go ahead." I said, "Come on, man, I said, "You know what?" He goes, "You ain't got the balls to do it." And I said, "Nah, nah, nah, it's not my day, you know?"
And
But
I did have
listen,
people hey, listen, I did have people that did question and they did ask. Yes, ODB did give us a wedding gift. Now, I do think he borrowed I said borrowed that gift card though, because it looked like there was somebody's like Roderick, I think was the guy's name that was on it, and it was penciled out. It looked like he was
Rufus,
trying to
not that I
scrape
know,
it.
but it was Rufus.
Rufus? Okay. I thought it was Roderick. But it still did work and we went and used it. So ODB, we appreciate that. I hope you got the thank you card because we did send you
Yeah.
a thank you card.
Because, dude, those IOUs, man, those, like Dumb and Dumber said, do not lose those, dude. Okay? Do not lose those. But, here's the thing, 2026 is upon us. We're gonna wrap it up here in just a sec. Listen, Mike, I know you're always busy. You always support the scene. You're crisscrossing the country. You're doing the family thing. You raised the daughter. We talked about she graduated. She's moved on. She's got this really cool job now where she kind of dovetails into the automotive industry a little bit too.
Shannon's actually talking to her right now. She's in Ohio as we speak.
Yep, doing
She's
different
freezing her.
conferences, like SEMA
Yep.
type stuff.
Yep. 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 She actually is a event coordinator and she does trade shows and she's the coordinator for the trade shows and she's in Cleveland, Ohio right now, the convention center downtown Cleveland. And so she's doing a convention right now as we speak. So well, actually she's just off work. She's talking to Shannon. So she's not very happy because she is freezing right now. It's very cold in Ohio.
Yeah, crazy. And I tell you what, also at Eastbound, to dovetail off of that, I don't want to forget. I want to give a shout out to Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty
He,
Rhodes.
he was going top ropes on some of the people, man. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
then Stick was out there freaking judging, dude.
Stick is my man. That's my main man right there. He is something else. And they somebody basically called him the mini mayor, and I was like, "Is there anything mini about this guy? Come on, bro. He is the man. He is
He's
the
a
myth.
stick, dude.
He is the myth, the man, the mayor. He's whatever you want him to be. He is our judge, and him and Mister Boone. They get the job done, and they do it. They don't ever complain about it, and they got a smile on their face while they're doing it. So we wouldn't be able to do it without them, man. They're awesome.
Yeah, he did confide. I go, "Did Mike get you those little mirrors that you can look under to, for the show mounted tires and stuff?" And he said some reason they didn't come in, but
They're
we
still lost in the mail.
yeah, they're lost in the mail with the Labubu's.
Yes, yes. Hopefully those will show up next year too.
So to everybody that came out, Buzz Shot, also I want to give a huge shout out to them, Buzz Shot Media.
Grant, yep.
He newer to the automotive stuff, did a lot of stuff on the wedding side. I know he's going to be at After Dark as well.
Yes, we'll see
But
him this weekend.
if you think about all the vendors, all the people we didn't mention, listen, so many great conversations. And that's the great thing. Our friend came down from Pennsylvania. Was it Kevin? And we just had a great time. He was there. I got a chance to also meet
Well, when you said
Uh,
Pennsylvania, I thought you were talking about Thad at first.
yeah, Thad was there, and
Oh,
then
you can't forget about
also
Thad driving. I mean, this is 5 years in a row he's driven down in the snow, but see, he loves it because he brings down his motorcycle and he just goes all down the coast, up and down the coast on his motorcycle, and he gets there, I think, on Tuesday. It's either Monday or Tuesday, and, he just takes that motorcycle and goes. And so but nah, Thad, man, every year comes out, does trophies for us, and obviously does one of the big decks for dogs for us. And every year kills it on that and makes a lot of money for Sophie Circle. So definitely appreciate that being there. I mean, Sean Rose coming all the way from Chicago, and always coming down for that Florida sun, had a great time. And he makes two of the trophies for us. Our Greg Miller Memorial Award and the Anthony Strong Award. Sean always makes for us, and just a great guy, man. And so, appreciate those guys making those long trips
yeah,
to come down and
yeah, Brian from Texas, right? He had his cool trailer out there
BB.
displaying.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And you also had Ben from Turkey Drag, which he
Turkey
was
drag,
just
man.
out at Seven in the Southwest. So, like, you think
Yes.
about a lot of people from a lot of areas, and it was awesome. Let's not forget Dale, dude. Dale
Dude, Dale from
brought
Canada, baby.
the trailer park boys vibe down here.
I mean, dude, Drop 'em Ware coming down again and hanging out with us. We got Driven, Harvey with Driven coming out and hanging out with us. DS18's been with us since day one. They always come out and bring out a bunch of vehicles. We appreciate those guys coming out. And even, the small guys, Chuck with Lay and Frame. And then, of course, Ryan with
Lower Syndicate.
Lowered Syndicate. Those are two new guys to the scene as far as selling T-shirts and all their merchandise and doing it and doing it good, man. Because I tell you what, they had a line all weekend long, so they must be doing something right.
Look at Mike dropping in some, oh, doing it and doing it and doing it well. I mean, like, damn,
Hey,
dude,
I'm trying, man. Been hanging out with you way too damn long. That's all those road trips, bro. All those road trips.
listen, if you don't see ODB much this year, remember, I'm like Dre. I'm in the studio with the pen and the pad trying to get the damn label off. And I'm just trying to get kind of the Smut Fest deal and dovetail that into all these different, Mike, all these ideas and just really
Hey,
kind of get
we can't
this.
forget Kennedy, bro. Kennedy from Phoenix Forge, all the way from Arkansas, and he comes down and brings all his buddies. And man, they took up the middle of the pavilion this year and had the booth with fire. So man, we had a bunch of support like we always do, and it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, and
Spinners.
speaking of that, we're gonna give him a big shout out on social media because I know that's where he appreciates. But if you think about, something I want to say on social media is, there's people out there, some wanna be trendsetters, but we help set the trends, Mike. And I tell you what, like, Kennedy doing this for us and some of the awards that we've been able to give out. We know that Eastbound also did something very, very, super cool with the same setup. So it's awesome when you think about Kennedy and us trying to push the scene forward. I mean, at SEMA last year, Roadster Shop did these amazing awards, and I was like blown away. And I was like, wow, I think honestly, you could put ours up there with anyone in the scene with what we've done, and we wouldn't have been able to do that without Phoenix, F-E-N-I-X, Forged. I know that Delaney is going to have Phoenix Forged wheels on one of his projects. I know we can't disclose a lot of that. They were on display at the show, but,
No,
tip of the cap to Kennedy and his crew. And that setup was awesome, Mike, right there in the middle. I mean, their display is up there with all of the top wheel manufacturers. So I tip my cap to them.
no, absolutely, man. Kid's only 25 years old. He's going places, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, Mike, I think that's all we got. We are going to keep it shorter in 2026. Mike's been telling me for 10, 11 years, ODB, pump the brakes a little bit. And it only took 10 years for me to kind of realize that. So, hopefully we
Hey,
can get the house next to Mike rezoned and we'll be dancing until our heart's content, man.
hey, dude, do, but can't wait, bro. Can't wait.
You know it. Well, listen, Eastbound Get Down 2027. Stay tuned for more information. Thanks to Scraping the Coast and all of our partners, as well as Phoenix. Stay on the rise, everyone, and be safe. Go whoever you're rooting for in the big game.
Seahawks.
Yo, we're excited to sit down with the offspring of Joey Whitby. We got Tyler. What's going down?
We're just getting ready, getting geared up for our show here in Arizona this Saturday, February 7th.
Yeah, tell us about it because my understanding is at Peoria Centennial Plaza.
Yeah, so it's actually like city hall for Peoria. It's actually a really nice location. We found it through some other local people in the scene, and we went and checked it out and really liked the area. So we decided maybe we can host our show there. Previously, we've been doing monthly cruise nights out here. There used to be a place off of Glendale near where all the Glendale cruising used to be at, but we ultimately decided to shut that down and just do an actual like big show. Try to get everybody in, not just a small cruise night going.
Yeah, and on just so everybody knows the information that Tyler is about to cover, we're sharing it on the screen, but you can always go out and look this up on the good old Facebook.
Yeah, we have an actual event page going up. Search it up. It's just Sunset Kicking Out at the Park. It's going to be a big banner. Looks something like that. Easiest way to find it. But yeah, no, we're gearing up, man. This is going to be huge for us. Haven't done anything like this actually, but we've got a lot of stuff set up for it. We got some great vendors. Anybody like Body Drop, Switch Suspension, Air Slam It, O'Reilly's is coming out. We got some other smaller local stuff like Vern Lewis Welding Supply, Adams Polishing. That's a big one. But yeah, we got a lot going on. Got some great vendors coming out. The location is nice. It's an all grass parking field rather than just going up in a parking lot and laying out on the hot asphalt. We got nice grass to chill out at. We're going to have live music with the DJ. We got some killer trophies. We got a bunch of sneak peeks posted up on our Facebook page. I wish I had some of them here that I could share with you guys, but those are all at our other member's house. But our trophies are pretty cool. We kind of spinning off the whole Sunset theme. We've got an array of best ofs with what Sunset does best with our paddles. So we got a bunch of custom made paddles for that and for all of our best of trophies. And then we've got our top 15 awards. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, fantastic. And here's the thing, Sunset has been around a long time. And it's great. You know, Joey often tells me what you guys got going down, Tyler. And it's cool to see you guys coming together. You're fresh off of Severed in the Southwest. Of course, you know, they moved into January. And Joey's been telling me for a while, yo, Tyler and the crew, they're going to get everyone together in early February. The other great thing to me, right, it keep me honest, is you're not in the hot season. So people can go literally chill in Arizona and it can get a little bit chilly.
Yeah, it's going to be nice 70-degree weather. I think we're looking at maybe a high of like 78. We've been seeing some increase in our temperatures this week, but it looks like it's going to drop back down for Saturday. Yeah, we're looking at 77 degrees on Saturday. It's going to be morning show, 8 a.m. to about 3 or 4 o'clock. So all day, great weather. So we're not going to be sweating our bums off like most Arizona shows are.
Yeah, so a couple key things, right? You guys used Eventbrite, which is a great online site. Can people still pre-register, or are they going to be at the $30 day of event pricing at this point?
So yeah, unfortunately, our pre-registration has closed. We closed that off on the 31st. So the actual roll-in, if you're going to be rolling in on day of, it is that $30.
Yep. And now roll-in per the Facebook event is 8 a.m., but the show is going to go till the mid-afternoon, it looks like.
Yeah, so it's going to be and it just closed that on me. But yeah, we're going to be going till about 3 o'clock, I think, is when we set it up for. You have the overhead, right, of our park?
Yes. And, you know, if you just go out on Facebook and type in the two words sunset is one word, and then Kickin, Kickin, it's probably going to come up. Sunset Kickin at the park, and you're going to be able to just tap right there, that 9875 North 85th Avenue in Peoria. I think I'm saying that right. I'm a Google Maps kind of guy, so it's going to land you right over there, and you can pipe right into the location. What's cool is so many people came out for Severed in the Southwest, like a rejuvenation, if you will. Are you guys anticipating? I mean, we're seeing over 300 people interested on Facebook. Do you anticipate it being a fairly large deal?
We're definitely hoping for it. We got some pretty decent pre-reg numbers, so we're kind of going off of that a little bit, but we do know that there were a lot of people at Severed, and I know some people have actually left their trucks from out of state. They've left their trucks here in Arizona so that they can just roll back out. I don't know how many exactly, but I have seen a few of them. Of course, we have like Body Drop Apparel. They're coming out. They're coming back out. So 2 weekends in a row, back to back from Severed to our show. But we are hoping that with Severed being right there, we went out full force as much as we could with all of our local members here. And I know they were handing out flyers and they were trying to just kind of hype up the show for everybody that was there, see if we can get some more attendance from some of those more out of state people with some of their badass rides.
Yeah, Desert Diamond Detailing is going to be out there as well. And if you think about all the vendors, you think about the scene coming together, you know, Arizona, California really is a hotbed of that West Coast influence, as it's often referred to as. And it's super cool, I'm sure, Tyler, to see some of the old school cats come out, but also the younger kinfolk like yourself. You guys are the kind of the next in line mini truckers. It's got to be a good feeling to know that you can come together, join forces with your chapter and the club and throw an awesome event.
Yeah, it's been going pretty smoothly. Like I was saying, we used to do those cruise nights and we learned a lot from those cruise nights just because a lot of us, the Sunset Phoenix chapter overall, that's a lot of noise. The Sunset Phoenix chapter overall is mostly younger members. I mean, I think we probably mostly 25 and under. We got a few OGs, like Lost J. He's from California. And then we got a couple of our old heads, but they've been in the scene for longer than I've been alive. So a lot of their input coming together with us younger guys has been really great. And especially now with trying to set up an annual show, we've been getting a lot of help from some OG members out in California who have ran like Rezo and West Coast Nationals. And then, of course, we've got some help from local clubs out here, Severed, stuff like that. We've reached out to a few of them. They've helped us kind of put together some of the stuff, getting more of the logistics side of it, not just, hey, everybody come out, park your truck and have a good time. Some of the actual part that behind the scenes that we were kind of struggling with. So it's been a lot of help getting us going, but we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I love hearing it. Sunset Kickin at the Park on Facebook. It's Saturday, February 7th. So it's the big game weekend, but it's the Saturday before that Sunday. And it does say in the body of the listing, it says 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Of course, it shows 10 to 5 for me because I'm on the East Coast. But just to be clear, it is 8 a.m. local time to 3 p.m. People are going to be peeling out of there. Is there any other topics that you wanted to hit upon that maybe we didn't already cover, Tyler?
Majority stuff, normal show. We've got our trophy selections, and then we've also got a pretty good raffle going on. We got a lot of different vendors who have supplied some stuff for that. Like I said, we've got Switch, Adams Polishing, Air Slam It, some of the bigger ones, Bagged and Nerdy's coming out. And then, of course, we've got some smaller local people that we were trying to get their name out and help support them as well. Westside Billet, just a whole array of people to help with the raffles and also come out and spread their word. So, we're a smaller chapter, a little bit newer to the whole scheme of Sunset Worldwide. So we're a bit smaller. We want to try to support the other small people out there in the scene as well. But yeah, we got a huge array for our raffle prizes. It's going to be a good time.
I forget if it was Bagged and Nerdy or it might have been Pretty Low Apparel that shared that, the event is coming up this weekend. I know a lot of people on the West Coast have been kind of promoting it. And my feedback is thank you as, someone that's been in the scene a while, certainly not as long as Bob Hayes, one of the OGs, right, that you kind of referred to, but certainly, thank you for being that new school blood, if that makes sense, and just kind of pumping some back into the scene here. We're super stoked for what you guys got going on. I told J-Dub to send me some videos so we could post it. And, you guys just keep promoting and doing what you guys do, all the young folks on TikTok and Instagram and whatnot. And we'll be happy to see you guys flourish, hopefully, for years to come.
Yeah, we definitely want it to be something that we can continue to grow and work off of. As far as I know, in the chapter itself, a lot of us are really excited about this. And we really want to make something, because as far as Arizona goes, there's not a lot of big shows left. I mean, we've got Severed, Cruise of the Pines, and that's two of the major ones. Art and Noise, I don't know if they're still kicking. I don't know if they're still doing shows or if they're just going to lean back away from that. So we just kind of want to bring some of that mini truck feel back to Arizona. It's been kind of slowly going away from what people have been saying. So we just want to bring it back to Arizona, bring that scene back here and just have a place for everybody to come.
I like it, man. It sounds like an old school hip hop rap jam. And we know Joey wishes he was a little bit taller, and we certainly wishes he was a baller. But Tyler, you're a good kid, man. We don't care what your dad tries to pretend to be sometimes, kidding around. But listen, everyone, Sunset Kickin at the Park. Look for that on Facebook. Go out there, support the real deal. And I'd imagine it is free to spectate.
Yeah, it is free to spectate. Just paying for a roll or to actually show your vehicles.
Excellent. Tyler, thank you so much. Sunset Worldwide, big salute, double salute. Stay on the rise, my friend.
Thank you.